Welcome, welcome, welcome. Beginning harmonica. How many real beginners do we have? Oh, this is not gone to heaven. Yeah, it's tough when you get a guy playing 30 years. Boring! You know, a little stressful. But yes, let's get started with this. And some of you bring harmonicas? Very good. So a big river. I'm going to really cover how to get started. A little history on the harmonica. It was invented by Adolf Buschmann in 1822. Boring! I'll say it was a blow only, which was great. You know, if you moved on to clarinet, trombone, tuba. What's that Swedish horn? Anyway, it's kind of fun. And then years later, after that, well, not that many years later, sometimes it's kind of confusing, the tuning. You know, why is it tuned like this? Well, I don't know. This teenager named Joseph Richter, I don't know if he invented the earthquake device or not, but he put the modern tuning in here. But what's creepy is, how did he know that someone's going to change the way you play the thing completely around and it becomes a Mississippi saxophone? Just amazing. When you blow, it's all in the key of C. This is a C harmonica. And when you draw, it turns into a totally different thing. But it's interesting how when you get to the 7, usually when you blow, you get two different notes from the same hole, blowing and drawing. Low to high. You get to the 7, it reverses. Blow, draw. And it just confused the heck out of me. But boy, when you get to the point where you can play some blues, it's all very awesome. It just all works out. So I don't know how that happened. It's a cosmic event of some kind, which I'll look into later. Okay, now, this harmonica, you need to breathe to make it work. It sounds basic, but breathing is hard to do when you need to do it a specific way. And if you're a singer, or you play a wind instrument, you know you're using your diaphragmatic muscles instead of all these muscles up here, which gives you a short, no headroom. But if you use your stomach muscles to, when you inhale, kind of let it relax and push out. It's not always pretty, but it's got to be done. And then when you exhale, tighten up these muscles. Now I know I put that there, thank you. Because you're just going to run out of air in no time using these muscles up here. So the most relaxed way to breathe is with your diaphragmatic muscles. And I was going to show you a good example of playing something where these muscles are used. Pave the way first. I have a special harmonica right here. It's just beautiful. It was a gift from one of my students. And just look at this. It's called the Comet, the Hohner Comet. And it's got actually 2 keys, G and C, depending what mood you're in. Or it just makes it a little more versatile with that Baroque band. But this is, I can't play blues on this one, so it's kind of a classical thing I do. But I'm gonna have to stand up for this one. Well, you'll be able to hear it. This thing is a bomb. Now, will you be able to see my? It's gonna be a little more subtle. Sure not. I feel like I should have a hole up here. I'm not going there, kid.
Take it off!
Took me an hour to get it on, buddy. Who he's talking to. Okay. So I'm going to play this. I'm going to make up something. So it sounds classical. It's fun. And I'm also tongue blocking and all kinds of stuff. We're not getting into it just yet. But watch the diaphragm here. Did it move?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's going to work or not. Okay, now I got to play my special comment. So there's, because when you're playing a song, like I passed out Amazing Grace and Alouette, it's a little trickier to remember to use your diaphragm to play. Now, to get control of it, there's some exercises you can do. If you put your hands on your hip and you kind of go like this, maybe after binge drinking, remember those? And if you just breathe, automatically those muscles take over. So if you're having trouble, do that and then just pay attention. See, I was born a mime, so all this just, it's easy for me. I know it's not fair. Try being a mime in the 80s. You buy a computer and there's you being a screensaver that you can shoot. Come on. Okay. Enough that. Okay. I might touch on that again. So, so the breathing, very important. You really want to get a handle on that. And because, well, let's see. Well, that was about the best example. So let's move on. You know to concentrate on that. You gotta hold the harmonica, and well, it's not, you can't say the proper way because everyone is different, and the harmonica is so individualized. You know, you can make it, you don't sound like anyone else, you sound like you. And but in a way, it's the proper way because you got all these cool notes down here, the lower notes, and so when you move into the blues stuff, that's where all the cool notes are, and you want to be able to cut that all up and make a great sound with that. So it's kind of like your, got the trigger finger, goes right there. Plenty, you need room for your lips. People mistakenly get it right on the edge, and what the heck? So very simple. Start back there. Then I kind of keep, like I'm saluting, left hand salute, where this hand will just cup underneath and get a great. So just kind of remember this, put the harmonica in, fingers up.
Does it matter whether you're holding that position left-handed or right-handed?
Well, this way it's a little harder to, you know, cover the lower end.
Okay.
Now, some of my heroes, I never knew this for many years, they play it upside down. So I think they might hold it in the wrong hand. But
I'm right-handed, and I just, a beginner, I find it comfortable to do just like that. I hold it like you did, but I hold it in my right hand, and I do cup it.
Yeah, well, like I said, it is individualized. If you make it work, whatever actually works, it's okay. Because everyone's going to have a little different take on it. So there you go. We got the, and this hand, I use like a little megaphone, and I push it back and forth, because one thing you don't want to do is move your head when you're playing. Picture you invite some people over for dinner and you have corn in the car, slathering butter all over. And here this guest you're just so happy to have at your house starts eating it. This is delicious as the corn and butter just runs down. So what you do, what do? We move the corn, don't we? Oh yeah. So your lips, your embouchure, is your center of your universe, and you bring everything to there, to that point. Of course, you have to work on your aim. That didn't come right away. Because I catch a lot of, my new students, even ones who've been playing a long time, they'll, and if they've been playing 40 years like that, they can pull it off, But when you're starting out, you don't want anything that's going to hold you back from different or future techniques. And so it's just, and a great way to do that is to play these simple songs, traditional songs, like Amazing Grace here. And to play those, you need to hit single notes. Sure, you can make a lot of fun sounds and even like bluesy train thing. It's good for a while, but eventually you're going to want to narrow down those notes, especially if you go into the blues mode, where you have all these notes that open up down here that you can bend. And so there's a couple ways to achieve the single note. One is the pucker or lipping, they call it, where it's like, I can't whistle, so I hide it. But it's that shape, and a lot of mistakes people make is being right on the edge. I'm going to put that in my mouth, but clean it up, it's yours, don't share it. Throw that in there. I remember I was on a break playing the Hog's Head Saloon, Old Sack, and I'm on a break and I hear this harp, not very good. It's really loud, and I'm going, my God, that's my amp. And this guy, I don't know how to let him in, but he slobbered all over it. But I had a paying gig, so I just washed it off. But don't share them, especially little kids. Oh, damn. All right, that was me, I'm sorry. Here, let me wash out my mouth for that one. Okay, so the lipping, now to get the single, anyone having problems with that? You're getting a couple notes. And at first you don't even know your ear's not quite trained, because oh, that's a note. But to the trained ear, you're like, no, that's about 3. Try it. Hit one note. There was 2. Did you hit it? Move down the middle. Inhale. See? That's enough, sir. It's perfect. See, I mean, it's hard to tell, really, until you get more trained. Now, a method to single out a hole that you want to attack, I like the 4, it's right there. You can take your fingers like this and block either side of it, and then take a big bite. And do this on, alone. You don't want people walking on. I don't know what that means. But in fact, you should practice your harmonica away from everybody, because they're not going to be as forgiving. And then you want to come on and go, look what I can do now. Just some advice. Keep the family happy. And your dog. Okay. So now let's work on getting that single note. A good way is to pretend like this is a tin sandwich, one of my favorite names for it. You take a bite, and then pull back, and pucker as you're pulling back. And I tilt the back down. Tilting helps single out the hole. You don't want to go too far. It's cheating. Plus, you're going to slow yourself down on other techniques. So. It's in my mouth enough that it's going to single out that hole. You just have to trust that. And sometimes you have a little correction either side. Oh, where is it? this on YouTube. Okay. He does it really good. I just go, but no, but it's a good technique to make sure it's in far enough. There we go. I know this doesn't help. I'm just embarrassed about my upper lip. Okay, so once you get that, now notice I'm holding it like this. It's okay when you're learning, because it helps you keep it track of where you are, and that's what you have to do with your mind's eye. And going on the 4, and then as you saw in these, we're using the number system. It's very handy. You don't have to read music, but it's a great way to learn. Learning note values. Mainly that's all I really know. How long to hold the note, or how short. And when they're quick, do them quick. Okay, where was I? Right, so we got the single hole. Then you have to move to the next and try blow and draw. Now the blow is usually easier than the draw. For some reason, you want to move your lips somehow, but everything has to be very still. And don't blow hard, blow nice and easy, just you're guiding the air in and out. It likes that. It doesn't like to be forced. This is what you hear a lot. Hear the multiple notes. So you really concentrate. Just reverse the air. And then you're going to want to move. See how I made a little correction? And it's like a muscle memory. You're really using a lot. How much to move it from each hole. The scale, yes. So that's pretty much lipping and moving the heart. Oops, little bend there, jumping the gun. See how cool they are? You just go, wow, that's why I wanted to play harmonica. I just heard that. Oh, I can do it, I want to do that. Okay, so that's the lipping method. Now the other way is almost as old as the harmonica, tongue blocking. This is where instead of a pucker, your mouth is totally relaxed. And you know, I played for 30 years without knowing how to do this because we didn't have the resources like YouTube and great books now that we carry here at Skips. I heard this cool sound that these guys were getting playing the blues and even some of the campfire stuff. I just didn't know how they were doing it. It was very frustrating. So luckily I went to a seminar and bam, there it was. So your lips are perfectly relaxed. Oh, side note, when I get only lip, I do a big solo, you know, at a jam, and I'm done. My lips are numb. And they go, take another one! You know, there's nothing working. And you get fired right there. But now that I know tongue blocking, I can switch back and forth, as which you do, especially the blues players. And so you can rest. It's so awesome now. So I'm not feared no more about a big solo. That was good English too. I'm a harp player, that's right. So how does that tongue blocking work? Like I said, your lips are relaxed. Your tongue rests on the comb. That's called the comb. And you're playing instead of here, a little bit over here. And when I do that, I kind of cheat the harp over. So it's kind of over here, so it's directly going in there. And my tongue is blocking here and filling up the side of my mouth here. first, it ain't easy. Hold on. I don't know what it is. Losing moisture. Okay. So, I kind of came up with a way to, maybe I can use you again, or anybody who has a harp and they're not good, can try this. So, down here, 1, 2, and 3, a little harder to block because you fall off the harp. But I like blocking the 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or whatever. And so we kind of try to shoot for the 5. So you put the whole thing in your mouth again, and then block everything. Block all the holes off with your tongue. That's the mime part of the show. More mime! No, sorry.
Boring.
Thank you. So then everyone should have one of these, I'm telling you. So you block everything, then I'm just going to shift my tongue over a little bit to the left. And you're going to hear it. Something up here, not down there. Single notes. And your lips are still very relaxed. It's awesome. And the tone automatically, wait a minute, my hearing aids just went up. Sorry. They were free, okay? No, I love the VA. They're awesome, especially in California. Let me tell you the story. No, we're doing something else. Okay. Oh, that's better. God, it got so loud. I was irritating myself. So enough that you guys are. Where was I? Yes. And this is where moving the harmonica is really important. It just doesn't work any other way there. So you just have to try a. Oh yeah, we're gonna. Did you want to try it? Or did you want to try it? Okay, go. Okay, now keep it in your mouth. This is like in my lesson room, okay, guys? Take a big bite, too. Move over. Okay, now just move your tongue. Remember, we're blocking it all, and then just move your, as you're blowing, you've got the pressure. Yes, this is why one-on-one is so good, folks. And I'm available. That's right. Thank you. Okay, so thank you for putting yourself on the spot. But like I said, also the tone's better, and then you can do tricks with your tongue. You can lift your tongue up, and this is what I missed all these years. Tongue flutter, tongue slap. So it works on some of the country stuff, old-fashioned, traditional, and it's really essential for the blues. You just really need that. It's just powerful, you know. Or light and fun, airy, fairy. Larry? No. I don't know what I'm doing now. And these, it takes a few months to get a handle on these things, which brings to mind, don't get frustrated. Any instrument you want to learn, you're going to have to get over these hurdles, and you reach plateaus, and you either seek more instruction or just get on that YouTube, and so you get to the next level. You plateau again, but God, each time you're getting better and better, and people are going, no, go ahead, play. Instead of, what are you doing? And it's just great. So that's that's it's a process. Is what it is. Okay, so now let's say we've got our single notes. I'm too low. Now we got our single notes, and when you're playing, like I got Amazing Grace here. If you want to follow along, I'll play. You follow visually, and maybe you'll see my stomach do some movement, and I'm going to play it without any frills. Oh, try again. Now, let's add some vibrato. Vibrato makes it musical. That's why you hear almost any instrument, except the piano, it has vibrato. Just makes it nice. Which sounds better than. You can get a computer to do that. That's another whole group of people. But anyway, so vibrato, and that time I use my throat. So you have your throat vibrato and your hand vibrato. Usually the easiest to kick off with is your hand. What you do is you want to close up the whole back of it. And again, this is another very individualized thing. Some guys do the prayer method. That's one. Another one I like, I put my little finger right where my fingers start, and then just bring it right down, my thumbs, the back of the harmonica. I learned this, I used to catch bees as a kid. That's exactly what and then I became a mime. A lot of things going against me. And then teach harmonica, what am I doing? It's a great challenge and a satisfaction when you see a student go, oh my God, I got the band. It's just, I gave myself goosebumps just thinking about it. I did, my hair is embarrassing me. You know, I used to work with Robin Williams, and I'm upset still about the poor guy. But he was the furriest dude I ever met in my life. My God, I looked like, I don't know what, a hairless chihuahua. You know, I don't know, just the hair always makes you think of him. Anyway, thank you, that was for Robin, I know. No, I'm all emotional. Okay, where was I? Oh yeah, we're talking about vibrato, thank you. So then, yeah, get that closed up, and you're. You can have constant. Use it just for your long notes. Primarily, that's what you want to do. Then also, for more bluesy stuff, you get that wah effect. It's like country, the country blues. You get carried away, totally. Enough vibrato. And that was a little carried away, but you know. Oh yes, question.
What happens if you have small hands?
Well, they have a harmonica. Just for you. I've swallowed 3. Everything came out all right. But the thing is, And they have a vest pocket one, which is not, you know, that little tiny one, that's crazy. But the vest pocket, you know, is, you probably won't get that much more grown up. But yeah, you can do that. But yeah, there's ways to get around trying to
The
get that.
foam's just narrower.
Well, you could work on your pardon?
It's smaller, but it still has the same notes. It's just
Well, it has less.
Cone is narrower, or just
A little bit. It's a little tougher to play. But yeah, that's roomy. Where was I? Little hands. And the throat vibrato doesn't really have to use your hands. Let me try that. What I'm doing is, I'm of course pushing out the diaphragm, and I'm interrupting the air with my, no, it's not the epiglottis, it's the muscle that helps you cough. So different kinds of coughs. And so it's right here, but you're inhaling and exhaling. So inhaling is, if you can do that, get control of that muscle there. Is it the epiglottis? Might be the epiglottis area. So it's and mine kind of bugs me because it squeaks when I'm playing, but it's part of the show, I guess. I get kind of that thing going. Thanks for that reverb. And again, it's something you need to work on. So I try to show my students that is start real harsh, inhaling, like stop the air each time. That was an exhale. Working on the inhale. And then you relax it. Enough exhaling in the front row. Thank you. So is that a good example? I start rough and then relax. Relaxing. With the harmonica, I guess there is a lot of isolation you need to do. You need to keep your head still, move your hands, throat. It's a mime's instrument, okay? I mean, if you can do this. Okay, you listening? Play harmonica. Mime lessons. Skip one go with that. Okay. Alrighty. So those are some very vital parts that we're covering so far.
So if you're just inhaling, you're doing a throat vibrato, and
Mhm.
you're doing the inhale, then you're only doing the lower notes. So what about like the C?
Oh, the higher.
Yeah, when you're blowing, you just don't do vibratos for blowing.
No.
How-
It's the same thing. And remember I said you interrupt with your throat there.
And
Yeah. It's one of them instruments. Very unique. So learn both. You get all the bases covered. Okay, so how we doing? Okay. Let's see. Well, now you get all those under your belt. Kind of get a handle on your breathing, holding the harp, getting a nice cup, moving the harp around, getting your single notes good. And you're kind of tired of playing these traditional songs, and the blues is really the reason you picked up the harp in the first place. My reason was, let's see, the year 66, I think. The Yardbirds. Of course, you know, we learned about the blues from the British. Isn't that weird? And just the way our world was then. And I thank them. So you want to play the blues. And nowadays you got the YouTube, all these guys. You can just see any artist you want now, and it's just amazing. So you can get the real roots of the blues. See the real guys, the big Walters, the little Walters, the Charlie Musselwhites, and all these Billy Branch or modern guy. They just turned this into a wholly different instrument. So to play blues opens up a whole new can of worms. You want to get blue notes, and those are the notes that get your heart. That's a blue note, like the 4 bend. Ones like that. And so bending is using your tongue and your palate in conjunction. And what makes these reeds bend, right, make that bending quality, is that when you constrict the air in any way, you're going to change the pressure and everything in there, and that actually the blow reed, when you're drawing to bend, is the one that bends. And all down here, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 are the ones you draw bend. The 5 in the scale, it doesn't have anywhere to go, but you can use it for expression. Just a little upset about that. Don't even get a half step. That's why the 4 feels so superior. And the 4 drop the most overused note on the harmonica. This guy's been doing it for years. And I give you that's right. Because it's the wailing note. It's like if you're a guitar player, you use that G string and you bend that up a full. I mean, that's how often you go there. It's like this. That wasn't it. Nailed it. It's the 5th of the whole key of the song, so it just sings out. It's great. And so you got the 6 is a half step bend, the 4 is half step, 3 is a monster, and that has a step and a half, and the 2 has a full step, has a half step, full step, and the number 1 has a half step, called MO. Now when I drop my jaw, it's constricting the air back here. Everything's connected. The harmonica is not just this little metal or tin sandwich. It's your face, your head, your skull, your throat, and of course your mouth, and tongue, and the palate. It's all connected. And so anything somewhere could be bending that note accidentally. A lot of people have most problem with the 2 and 3. When I was working the door, I'd have guys come back and, I just got this harp and listen, it's defective. You know, trying to be a customer service guy, nice. You know, well, it's not. You are. Sign up with me, and we'll fix your harp. And that's exactly what happened. And that's because he was breathing up here. Blow, no problem. See, my shoulders went up. When your shoulders up at your ears, you're doing it wrong. Now watch when I relax, my stomach goes out. Instantaneous. So that's the downfall of that one, is the upper breathing, upper chest breathing. Another way, if you're still kind of working on that, is you want to play with your, almost on the verge of a yawn, like you drop your jaw. America, oh, that was in there. Okay, See just that movement, how it tense, relax. All I did was relax my throat muscles. So everything is really connected. So yeah, kind of go through a troubleshooting checklist, see what's going on. So, oh yeah, I was going to show you all those bends. Here's the two. So I move my tongue, starts with the tip of my tongue touching my bottom teeth. As I inhale, I move my tongue back. It's like you're saying E-O. When you say E-O with your low voice, E-O, your tongue just slams back. But that's what we're going to get control of. Also using articulation, like a. Now I'm touching my palate with a part of my tongue that you say the letter K. So see how the tone changes? Wait, no. That's a 3. That's how you, wait a minute. Oh, it sounds good when I'm totally cottonmouth. Oh, was that the right phrase? Old school. Okay. Well, now. That helps. Here's the 3. One hole, folks. That's how amazing the 3 is, and that's why it's a little bugger. You have to get control of that, and that's how I do it. For each, wherever I want to go within that hole, those bends, I always articulate or touch my palate with water in my throat. So see there I'm going to the A here, which is in between those other 2 notes, the half step and the 1.5. So I have to kind of calibrate my tongue. Start all the way down. And then it's kind of, I get tuned in so I can. See, there's individual notes because you don't always slur it like I did first. Yeah, you can sound drunk, it's fun. And then, so you can see how important the tongue and the rest of your mouth is playing this little guy. 4. Got the 6. Now, the 6 has a very short reed compared to these others. So, and that's another intriguing thing. Each hole has a different length of reed. So each one has its own way you play it. And that's what takes a long time to find out what makes them work really well. Excuse that. So the 6, your mouth is teeny tiny. And you just micro movement of the tongue. Oh. And so it's really amazing how little you have to do there. But the first thing you're going to do is go flying past that bend zone. Here's unbent, bent zone, again unbent. Sounds like this. What's wrong? And you have birds gathering, wondering what's going on too. So, move it very slowly, and this is where you use your ear to hear that bend. That's where you want to be. Going by. And if you have a piano, it's really handy because to hear the flats. Even your smartphone, iPads, you get that little app, the piano. So handy, so mobile, and you can work on your bends everywhere. So yeah, those are the draw bends. Makes it a bigger instrument. And speaking of bigger, there's another technique used in the blues. Of course, the tongue blocking, which I showed you that, is you can do octave, or you're splitting the notes. There's the 1 and 4 are the same notes, blow and draw. So that's a great spot. And you're using your tongue to block the middle holes. That sounds. Sounds about this big. It's very cool. Especially when you're amped up. Oh boy, you control the room. Now the 2 and 5, it's not an octave, but it's a dissonant sound. It's great for leading into from the 1 chord to the 4, because you want to create tension and then release. That's pretty much what the blues is, and most music. So you can go. Yes, good evening, friends. And it's just about that time. I'm open up for questions.
We bend the same amount on different, because I have an A instead of a C. Do they bend?
Oh, I'm glad you mentioned that. Yeah, I had that written down right here. You can see it. You need to, when you're practicing any of this stuff, and if you have multiple hearts, you want to try it on each one, because there's a big difference.
I'm going to go from, well, it's one I really hate to play.
F. I threw my neck out playing the F. I wasn't even this old. But because it's the really short reeds, up here, it's to do those bends, it's a lot more pressure you need. See, I really struggle. I mean, I can hit it, but I'm not happy. Oh, he's gonna pass around a what is that? To let him know.
Sheet for lessons.
Oh, if you want personal one-on-one, you see even more comedy.
But also,
What's your name on this list?
and
they get
Newsletters.
newsletters and all the clinic info. Yeah, sales. We always have those.
So you're still been in the same location, the one.
Yes, and that's what's beautiful about this instrument. On guitar, you have different scales. Piano, you have to learn a whole different scale. Well, if you like one lick, not with that one. It's the exact same on no matter what key. I think that's very. Thank you, Mr. Richter. Great young man. So yeah, that's great. So practice each different key, and you'll just get a more rounded ability. Yes.
For a beginner, someone just starting out, what would you recommend?
For a harmonica.
Yeah.
I usually recommend the Special 20, and because like these golden melodies, which I love, they have the reed plate comes out. See the metal there? It could kind of bug. I've seen it bug some people. The Special 20, it's just very user friendly. Just got the plastic comb, and it's just a great professional harp. And I think they're 45 around there. We got them. Ask our cashier. Ow! Oh, first time. Got me.
So that happened
That's
all
the
night.
name of it?
Special 20. The Honer.
They're
Most-
available
we just
in
carry
all-
a Honer, yeah.
all keys. What key do you recommend?
Well, you want to start with good old middle C. Most all the books are in that key, and a lot of the songs you see on the internet. Yeah.
How do you know what harmonica to play depending on the key that the song's in?
Well, that.
If it's blues.
They've made it easy
Oh, it's
now
blues.
on the Honer packaging of that. They have charts for it.
Oh
now,
yeah,
too.
it's very cool.
Uh,
Well,
and you can find those probably online too. But you can
yeah. Well,
explain
there's
the
one
theory.
way I do it.
Yeah, explain the theory. Jack.
I count. Well, let's see. If you're playing blues and you're in E, you grab the harp, whatever the fourth of that song is, which would be an A. You go count E, F, G, A, the fourth. That's the harp you want to get. So it's in C. C, D, E, F harmonica. Not my favorite. So it's just count 4 up.
Okay.
And you count
Starting with
the key of
the key of the song.
song,
Full notes, not half.
Exactly. Yeah.
Good question.
On full. That's a very good question. Should have thought of that myself. Any other? So you get it?
About
I see.
the ones that like have dual,
Oh yeah, like my Comet.
that have both sides,
You have both sides, and they have double row,
double row.
which gives you a full sound. Blow into that one. See that? One of the rows is off key, just enough to give you vibrato. So that's what's great about those. They call
Oh,
it
an echo harp.
echo harp. Yeah.
Echo harp.
Yes. Very good.
How do we clean it?
Pardon?
How do we clean it?
Clean.
How do you-
Oh, that's right. Thank you. What I do now, back in the day, I mean, Neil Young, he helped people ruin so many harmonicas who really couldn't afford to buy a bushel of them at a time. He kept them in water on stage, and you bang them out for a minute, they sound fantastic, and then they go back the way they were, tired and old. But the less you run water all through, it gets enough saliva, you know. And while you're playing, you always want to bang it out when you're done playing. Get that extra moisture out. I mean, if it's you found in the dirt or something, you could wash it out. If it has the plastic cones, wood might swell up on you. The wood cones, like the Marine Band. But these, there's no problem with that as long as you bang it out real good. But mainly, what you have to do is keep the cone clean. You know, you're not eating a ham sandwich and then let's go jam, because that'll stay in there, and it'll get loose. Even just pieces of skin that you can't even see from your lip will get in there. You know, jams in the reed, and you're doing a beautiful song. Be mine. Yeah. So I keep one of these around. Little like one for your eyeglasses, little screwdriver, and you got 4 corners of the hole. I just go like that. Oh, that's embarrassing. There's some right there. See, it works. All right, I'm the teacher. Do as I say. So it's very, I mean, you don't want to bang it like that. Be nice to it, and it'll be your friend for a long time.
You're not going to hit the reeds.
No, I'm just on the edge. Just where you can see the gun. Yes. I want to be a dentist. Anyway, if you're good enough at this, you can be one. My online.
You got lessons on YouTube?
No, I just show off on YouTube.
Oh.
But I have one-on-one lessons here. Right now, I'm teaching on Tuesday evening. But if I get some more sign-ups, I'm totally willing to open up another Wednesday. When I have a good round of students, I have at least 2 nights I teach.
Any students here that are taking from it?
This is wonderful.
Right now?
I'm freshman. I recognize you though, and you. But I remember most people are new faces.
Here's
Oh,
that question.
Yeah, the wooden reed marine band, does it sound different than a plastic reed harmonica?
Maybe to the super trained ear, but it's really hard to tell.
So plastic ones are better, probably.
Well, they're durable. They're not going to swell up on you. Now we have some
We have
little
some very-
higher end
yeah,
ones.
we got higher end.
We have bamboo.
Overs.
The crossover, it's a laminated bamboo, and it's beautiful. And it's a really nice harp. And you don't have to worry about that.
That's got better reeds and everything, right?
Yeah, it's louder.
It's louder.
It's loud, yeah. A rocket, I need to get a rocket.
It's the plastic Tacoma equivalent, pretty much.
Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, it's really hard to tell. Most I can tell is maybe what key they're in.
Just a 21 special in C.
20 special.
The 20,
20 special.
yes, special 20.
Special.
That's it. We're special. Yeah, special 20, excellent harp. And then, you know, you want to experiment with different kinds because they feel different. The Golden Melody I love because look how nice and ergonomic it is. It's rounded edges. When I get some of the, like a marine band, it's very square, and I'll get a little file, and because I'm so used to this, I'll round them out, get harsh edges a little bit. A little customization. Won't hurt it. But,
Are your lessons group or individual?
oh, one-on-one. I tried a group lesson. That was before my ear goggles, but it was pretty horrible. But I found myself out in the one-on-one, each person, and it just wasn't enough time. So yeah, the best way is one-on-one, and you learn. I guarantee you will learn.
Usually in a group lesson, somebody's moving too fast for and some are moving too slow. So one-on-one definitely, you'll learn twice as fast as you would.
Yes.
Because he's focusing on your issues and taking you step by step each one. And his lessons once a week, he gives you a whole week to practice in
Yes.
between.
Or not.
And if you practice, you'll be amazed at how fast you can make steps. If you don't practice, then
You
you're
don't
not going
win.
to get there.
Yeah.
But it does take working on
Come on. So yeah. And,
What do your one-on-ones go for?
it's $100 a month, or $25 a lesson. You get 4 lessons a month, same time, each week. Right upstairs. Yes, we have a beautiful waiting room. In the summer, it's always well air conditioned. Wait, thanks to Skiff, we got a brand new air conditioner. It's pretty awesome. My room is now livable. Had to do mainly a Louisiana Bayou theme in there. Well, it's supposed to smell like this. Come on, it's the blues. So yeah, and if you want to just jump in, start with blues, we can do that. Just start with the hard stuff right away. But you really do have to go through all this first.
And usually private lessons are really good to take at the start of your learning process.
Yeah.
More so than waiting a year or two.
Because you can pick up bad
Fighting
habits.
and whatnot, then you got all the habits and you're going to start breaking them. And it's really harder to do it that way in the long run than it is to start with just a few months of lessons.
Yeah.
And actually have that basic theory down, technique down, and then if you want to practice it. Now there's people that take lessons for years and years and years.
Well, yeah. Well,
And
I have long enough.
Professionals take lessons to learn that
Well, yeah.
techniques all the time too.
You know, I had John Lee Hooker's son up there giving him lessons, and I'm trying to pay attention. I'm going, this is John Lee Hooker's son. And John Lee Hooker had a big hit, Boogie Chillin', when I was born. So I'm thinking of putting Boogie Barron. Last name's Barron. Tim Boogeyman Barron. No, that's not right. Boogie Barron. Anyway. Now blues. Well, any more?
How many of you have had harmonicas for a long time, but you haven't really learned?
This gentleman right here. Oh, and
You
here.
know, and that's what happens to a lot of them. They go in, you know, they play for a few weeks and then they end up in a drawer. You know, because
Exactly what he said.
is that what you said too?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got one in the drawer. You know?
I didn't know that.
But I'm gonna do the same.
And you had a question, sir?
Oh, it was answered.
And one? Oh, okay. Just, I
Somebody else
don't
had the same one.
You're a big guy, don't want to piss you off.
No worries.
Keep
So,
it in your glove box and then you can practice in the traffic.
There you go.
you ever do that in the summer? I'm gonna. Oh my God! I live in Sacramento.
Yeah, it's legal to use your cell phone, but not your harmonica.
Oh, that's true. Well, I don't condone one-handed driving, but I know my students are. God, I'm almost there. What do you say?
Stop traffic.
So, anybody else want to learn more?
So if you are interested in the lessons, Tim can call you and talk to you about it a little bit more, about what the process would be, how you would learn from it and whatnot. And then the first lesson you get together, you really go through that. What do you want to learn?
Yes, orientation.
How much time you got to spend on this? Where do you want to go with it? And whatnot. Every lesson is personally designed for what you're looking to do and basically your capabilities.
Yep, everyone's different. Oh no. Half hour, hit it and quit it. Get you out the door, go learn.
And that half hour is the most efficient lesson time, and I taught for years.
It is?
In the store. In that, when you go to an hour, you start losing your focus on certain things you should be paying attention to, and sometimes you get too much thrown at you. You work on the same thing for that much time, but in a half hour, he's going to give you enough that you've got plenty to practice on for the whole next week. And very seldom will you ever run out of things. In fact, you're more worried about did I practice enough? Do I have it down when we come back?
See, Skip knows this because he said 90 students when he taught guitar. Oh. Millionaire at 17.
I should have quit when I was 17.
So, well.
So on that sheet that you passed around, if you are interested in him calling you, catch up with again and circle your name or something so he knows that he'll call you personally. The others that are on there, if you sign up on there, we'll make sure you're on our email list and such.
So we don't have our phone numbers on it though, right?
If you don't, that's what we would need. Yeah, I think so.
Isn't there a space for it? No?
No, they didn't put one on there?
Hey, I didn't make that, all right?
I'll tell you what, we'll grab another piece of paper and you can just do it at the counter over here on your way out. And then he'll call and talk to you personally about it. And even if you just want him to call and talk to you personally and you're not signed up for lessons, I'm sure he'd be glad to do that.
I also have voicemail here.
He's got a limited number of lesson times, but he said he'd open up another day, so that's a great thing too. Thanks for coming out. Really appreciate it.
Yes, thank you, folks. Awesome, man.
Oh, good mic right here.
I'm more relaxed. Joseph, I've seen you here before.
I've been in with my girlfriend, but it's been a while since I really have blown on his heart for a while.
Look at that thing.
That thing is all hard. Tony, can you grab another piece of paper? I did
Yeah,
probably use a new one.
you should at least get a monthly fee. I can see things I can fix.
I'm on that. I'm on that. I'm Native American Indian. Slap